Zoom kan boleh nampak mah. But anyway, we're testing this Google Meet because we want to know whether it is better for you all lah. Okay, whether Google Meet or Zoom is better for you all. Okay, so today we're going to be discussing the paper 2 questions. I hope that you have your answers with you. And right now I am sharing with you the I have no idea whether you can see what I'm seeing. I'm showing you the question paper. Boleh nampak?
Boleh.
Okay. All right. So let's start with this question 1. So question 1 is shows an application of transformer in daily life. Okay, and as you can see here, the input is 240, the output is 12 volts AC lah. Okay, alternating current, and then over here is the soft iron core. Okay, and as you can see, the first question is the type of transformer is used, and since this is a changing voltage from higher to lower, okay, this will obviously be a step down transformer lah. Okay, so a part of why I am discussing this question is to remind you that certain things bila saya tanda di dalam kertas kamu, actually ada some things yang sepatutnya kamu salah, tapi saya kasih betul saja sebab we consider, you know, things like, okay, the fact that you're scanning your work, sometimes the answer is not clear. Tapi kalau saya tanda betul lah, okay, if I mark correctly on your paper, it doesn't mean that you're correct. I mean, it doesn't mean that you're actually correct lah. Okay, so it's always good to pay attention to how I write the answer and how you write your answer and what the differences there are. Okay, jangan kerana kamu sudah betul lah terus kau bangga dan lepas itu oh okay, tidak mau sudah anu lah. Okay, now the function of the transformer, this one I had received many different answers and it was a little bit difficult to mark this one lah. Okay, but the actual one I want is to reduce the voltage is enough. Okay, or to reduce the voltage, atau kalau kamu mau pakai potential difference also can. Okay, and okay, di sini yang ramai orang selalu salah, to reduce the voltage or potential difference of an alternating current. Ini kalau kau tidak tulis ini, doesn't matter tau. Tapi what I find is quite a number of you, you are living very dangerously lah. Kamu cakap to reduce the voltage and increase the current. A lot of people wrote this. Reduce the voltage, increase the current. Technically, that is 1 and then -1. Because the function of the transformer is not to increase the current. The increase the current is dia bukan dia punya fungsi utama. It's not the main function. The main function is to reduce the voltage or the potential difference. Okay, but I know some of you like to memandai-mandai, you want to give like a very good full answer, right? But remember, in giving the full answer, make sure you don't contradict yourself, you know. Okay, so for those of you that wrote to reduce the voltage and increase the current, saya kasih betul sajalah, because the word is there, the word that I want is there, to reduce the voltage atau to reduce the potential difference, itu yang sebenarnya lebih penting. But ada yang tertulis to reduce the voltage and the current, which is sad, because kau sudah betul, and then because you go and pandai-pandai look put the current kan, terus kamu salah. Okay, benda-benda macam ni yang menyedihkan lah, because sudah kamu betul tapi kamu menyalahkan diri. It's like, okay, bikin geram lah. So be careful when you're doing this. Okay, but the actual, kalau ikut skema, saya hanya mau tengok these 4 perkataan saja, to reduce the voltage. If you want to make it a nice complete answer, it will be to reduce the voltage of an alternating current. Okay, sebab dalam soalan pun dia sudah beri, okay, it's an alternating current. Okay, kita tidak boleh pakai direct current. Okay, sedikit ulang kaji ya, why we cannot use direct current? Because there is no change in magnetic flux. Okay, kalau kita pakai direct current, Okay, there is no change in direct magnetic flux. That's why direct current tidak boleh digunakan untuk transformer. Okay, so yeah. Guys, if you cannot read what I'm writing, okay, because my writing is pretty horrible here, just let me know lah, saya akan baca balik untuk kamu. Okay, draw the symbol. The symbol for transformer is actually, since this is a step down, sini mesti lebih banyak coils and sini adalah sikit. Okay, but the one that a lot of people miss is the two lines in the middle. Actually, there's two lines. Okay, this is the symbol for transformer. Now, some of you, when you drew very dangerously. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then sini kamu lukis 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is very annoying. Okay, 6 and 5. Then saya kena kira satu per satu just to make sure that sini adalah lebih banyak and sini adalah lebih sikit. Okay, so in the future, make it very obvious. Okay, kalau dia step down, sebelah kiri yang banyak, sebelah kanan yang sikit. Okay, don't live dangerously by putting 6 and 5. And then you menyusahkan the pemeriksa saja. He has to count one by one just to make sure that you're doing a step down transformer. Okay, so some of you saya tanda salah sebab memang very obviously salah. Sini kau bagi 5, sini pun kau bagi 5. This is a no step transformer. Step apa ini? 5, 5. Okay, there's no step up, there's no step lah. Okay, some of you, most of you yang salah ini disebabkan kamu lupa ini dua garis. Kamu ingat dia punya ini saja. This dua garis ini simbol untuk apa? This is the soft iron core. Okay, the symbol, I mean not to say symbol lah, but you know, the two lines are just to show you that the coil is wrapped around the core. Okay, so please be careful with this. Okay, why is soft iron used as a core in transformer? Most of you got this correct, very good. Okay, easy to magnetize and demagnetize. Okay, now guys, this thing comes in a set. Okay, ada beberapa orang lah, there are a few people, they write easy to magnetize saja, but you never write and demagnetize. So it's like, sorry, there's no such thing as half mark. Okay, it's either 1 mark or 0 mark. Okay, kalau dalam physics. Okay, so please remember this lah. Easy to magnetize and demagnetize. It's the only answer that I will accept. Okay, for soft iron. Okay, as a ulang kaji, remember that there are a few sources of kehilangan kuasa. There are ada beberapa punca kehilangan kuasa dalam transformer. Okay, one is a few solutions, okay, to overcome the loss of power. Okay, so one is a soft iron core, the other one is laminated. Okay, laminated iron core. Kenapa mesti laminated? Okay, tolong pergi ulang kaji balik. Okay, and then what is the other one? I can't remember. I didn't remember this too. Laminated, soft iron, apa lagi ya? There are 4 altogether, but I cannot remember what the other 2 is. Does anybody remember what the other 2 are? Okay, never mind. Just go and ulang kaji balik. Okay, diagram 2.1 shows a bright spot P formed on the screen of a cathode ray oscilloscope when it is switched on. Explain how the bright spot is formed on the screen of the CRO. Okay, the bright spot is formed when the electron, okay, atau kalau kamu cakap ray lah, ray pun boleh lah, okay, hits the fluorescent screen. Fluorescent. Okay, when the electron or the ray hits the fluorescent screen. Okay, that's how the CRO forms the bright spot. Okay, it's only 1 mark. Okay, dia hanya 1 markah saja, tapi ada orang yang cakap daripada thermionic emission, okay, lepas itu pergi accelerating anode. Ini semua tidak penting, sebab dia 1 markah saja. Okay, how is the bright spot form, after they kena acceleratekan, then dia hit the fluorescent screen. So when it hits the fluorescent screen, oh no, screen. Okay, screen. When it hits the fluorescent screen, then it forms the bright spot on this one. So ada beberapa orang yang memang cantik lah dia punya jawapan lah, sangat panjang tapi satu markah saja. Ada yang cakap pasal thermionic emission saja. Oh, thermionic emission emits electrons. And then what? Okay, so be very careful about the question. Question asks how the bright spot is formed on the screen of the CRO. Okay, did I miss this? Oh, okay. Now, this is, I think most people yang salah di sini lah. Okay, diagram shows this, and I'm not sure whether kamu salah sebab kau tidak nampak atau maybe your screen was too small. But if you look at it very, very carefully, the Q, kalau sini, if here is the center, okay, Q is actually two boxes. Okay, two boxes. Oh wait, 1 dan 2. Okay, kalau mari saya kasih zoom lagi. Nah, kau nampak saya kan? Two boxes. Okay, now soalannya adalah if the Y gain is set at 2 volts per division, means satu kotak is 2 volt. So what is the voltage of this dry cells lah? Okay, so the answer will be 2 times 2 volts. Sebab satu kotak adalah 2 volt, 2 kotak semuanya. So the answer is 4 volts. Sini satu markah, sini satu markah. Okay. Diagram 2.3 shows an alternating current AC supply. Okay, connected to CRO. The Y gain remains at 2 volts per division. Okay, 2 volts per division, no problem. Okay, tapi dia bagi 6 volts. Okay, and the time base is switched off. Now, time base is switched off. Okay, kalau dia punya time base is on, okay, kalau dia on, maksudnya dia akan bergerak ke atas ke bawah begini. Okay, which a lot of you did this. But because the time base is switched off, maksudnya dia tidak akan pergi ke kiri dan ke kanan. Remember that there are only two things. There's only the Y gain and there is the time base. Time base is kiri kanan, Y gain is up and down. So since there is no kiri kanan, what I am looking for is just up and down sebanyak 6 kotak. Because every kotak is 2 volts. Kan? So 2, 4, 6, 2, 4, 6. You can draw it here atau you can draw it dari atas sini sampai sini. But I want to see 6 boxes filled. Okay, so garis begini satu markah, 6 kotak, 6 boxes is 1 mark. Okay, so some of you, kamu hanya dapat satu markah sebab kamu lukis the whole line all the way. This is 7 boxes. Tak boleh. Okay, ini saya bagi satu markah saja. Some of you, saya kata eraser. Do I have eraser? Oh, ada. Okay, some of you, what you drew is this. Okay, kamu lukis atas ke bawah macam ni. Okay, this one is definitely wrong. Okay, saya bagi automatic wrong sebab kamu langsung tidak memahami pasal time base switch off. Okay, even if you get the 6 volts correct, saya tidak kira. Because bagi saya yang paling penting adalah this straight line. Okay, sebab the time base is switched off. Okay, be very careful. Some of you, sorry, ada orang masuk keluar. So, okay, some of you, kamu letak satu dot saja di atas sini. Okay, sama seperti ini. Cannot because dot ini adalah kalau dia dry cell. Dry cell, no time base. Okay, this one cannot be dia tidak boleh satu dot sebab dia alternating current. Alternating current mesti ke atas dan ke bawah. Okay, so yeah, 2 marks over there. Okay, number 3, quite a number of people got this wrong. So diagram 3 shows this is this. What is the meaning of frictional force? Now, as I said before, sometimes definition dia tertakluk kepada definisi rasmi dalam sukatan pelajaran. okay, I realized after marking everyone's work that the frictional force, the definition got many definitions, and quite a number of definitions seem to have come from the internet lah. Okay, saya bukan menuduh sesiapa. I'm not accusing anyone, but it's just very strange that a lot of the frictional force punya definition seems to have come from Google. I don't know whether you managed to check lah before the exam. But I'm not blaming anyone. I'm not accusing anyone. I'm just saying that it's a coincidence lah. Banyak frictional force punya definition macam dari Google. But the official one, okay, the official one according to our syllabus is it is a force of opposing the motion, okay, of an object. Kalau kau cakap opposing force of a motion of an object motion pun boleh, but this is the keyword that I want. Okay, the one that I see the most lah, okay, is the one that I posted in your groups that day lah. Okay, it is a force when two objects are sliding against one another, or two objects touch one another. Okay, all the Wikipedia, the unreliable definitions. Okay, but sorry to say lah, okay, kita tertakluk kepada definisi rasmi dalam sukatan pelajaran. Okay, the official one is it is a force that opposes the motion of an object. Okay, daya yang menentang pergerakan satu objek. It is the most logical definition. Apa daya yang terhasil bila dua benda bergeser? It is not logic lah. Okay. Calculate the weight. Weight is equals to mg. Okay, m is 20 kilograms and g, we use g officially as 10 people. Okay, quite a number of you gave me 9.8. Saya pun, okay, wow, pandainya. Okay, tapi saya bagi betul. This is 1 mark. Okay. Now, calculate the resultant force parallel to the inclined plane. Okay, let's take a moment to remember what happens on the inclined plane. Now, there's always the weight over here, okay, and because of that, there is always a normal force. Remember that the normal force is always perpendicular to the plane. Okay, normal force adalah sentiasa 90 darjah kepada landasan, not to the weight. Okay, always to the landasan. Now, because of this, okay, because of this weight over here, this weight kita boleh pecahkan kepada dua komponen, which is here and here. Okay, and the 30 degrees Celsius is over here. Sini 30 darjah Celsius. Darjah Celsius darjah. So because of this, this component is W cos 30. And this component is W cos cos pula. Apa itu? Sin ba? Sin. Okay, this is W sin 30. Okay, so because of that, the resultant force, okay, the resultant force adalah ini tolak dengan 100 Newton because of the daya geseran. So, the resultant force, we will always call this the net force, is equals to W sin 30 minus 100. Okay, ke depan tolak ke belakang atau belakang tolak depan lah. And we find that W sin 30 is 200 sin 30, which is 100 minus 100. Okay, so the net force is actually 0 Newton. 1 mark over here. 1 mark for W sin 30. Okay, actually is, yeah, W sin 30 lah pun boleh. Okay, it should be 200 sin 30 lah. 200 sin 30 baru saya bagi 1 markah. Then 1 markah untuk 0 Newton. Okay, now based on your answer in 3B, explain what happens to the motion of the box. Kalau dia punya net force adalah 0 Newton, okay, and it is already not moving. Dia memang tidak bergerak pada asalnya. Okay, kalau dia sedang bergerak lain cerita, but it is not moving. Okay, so the answer to this will be the box is at rest. Okay, the box is at rest, okay, because the resultant force is 0. Okay, so box is at rest, 1 mark. Resultant force is 0, 1 mark. Okay, some of you, kalau tidak tulis the resultant force is 0, right? You said that acceleration is 0. Acceleration is 0, saya boleh diterima. Kalau kau cakap the forces are equal, forces are equal pun saya terima. Okay, saya pun boleh terima lah ini, mana-mana ini. Okay, but this is jawapan skema lah. The box is at rest because the resultant force is 0. Okay, 3 questions. Anyone, any questions so far? I want to cover the structure questions first. Next week I will cover the essay questions. Ada soalan setakat ni? Ada yang mau tanya apa-apa? Let me check the chat section. Okay, tiada soalan daripada Daniel. Okay. If there's no question, then I'm going to continue. Okay. Remember to check your, remember to this one. And then after that, check yang saya tanda itu. Okay. Mana tahu kamu sedang mencari markah kan, mau kasih naik grade. So, it's a good idea to do that. Okay, diagram 4.1a shows a baseball pitcher ready to throw a ball. Okay, this is a spinning of a ball, blah, blah, blah. This is Bernoulli's principle. Okay, and interestingly enough, we discussed this last year, if you remember. I talked about this bola, the spinning of the ping pong ball, the spin of the baseball when you throw the ball. Okay, so the airflow is here, the direction of the ball's rotation is here, tapi dia menentang di sini. Okay, to answer this question, draw on 4.1p, draw this one, and then mark P where the speed of airflows is higher on your answer. Okay, the speed of the airflow akan lebih laju sekiranya the airflow and the ball's rotation is the same direction. So if you think about this, this is the same direction. So here is where the airflow is higher. Sini dia menentang. The ball is spinning this way, but the air is flowing this way. So the speed is lower over here. Here is the speed is higher. So ni dua-dua bergabung. Higher. Ini dua-dua menentang. So the speed is lower. So asalkan kamu tanda huruf P di sebelah atas, anywhere lah sebelah atas. Okay, pun boleh. Ada orang dia lukis bola di sini kan, terus dia tanda dia punya P sangat jauh di atas begini. Saya pun wow, okay, hebat betul. Sampai di sini lah dia punya But saya kasih terima saja. Those of you yang lukis P yang macam samar-samar, okay. Ada beberapa orang kan, sinilah bola dia kan, dia lukis P di sini tau. So saya macam, ini macam mana ni? Dia macam di atas, tapi macam bukan di atas. So sorry lah, saya kasih salah. Sebab kalau atas-atas lah, janganlah samar-samar macam ni. Apa ini? Okay, north east. Tak mau. Saya tidak mau timur laut. Okay, saya mau atas atau bawah saja, itu saja. Okay. Indicate with an arrow to show the direction the ball moves. Okay, let's think about this. This is Bernoulli's principle. So Bernoulli's principle says that if the velocity is high, the pressure is low. Okay, kalau sini pressure low, sini the pressure will be high. Okay, so this difference of pressure akan menyebabkan bola ini tertolak ke atas. Okay, that's where we want to go. Because sini tinggi tekanan, sini rendah tekanan. So tinggi akan menang lah. So dia akan tolak ke atas. So this is the arrow that we are looking at. Okay, if you want to make this easier to remember, just ingat saja, mana-mana yang dia punya halaju adalah tinggi, di situlah dia jalan. Okay, mana-mana dia punya halaju tinggi, di situlah dia jalan. So dia punya tekanan rendah. Okay, so you got tiada kemampuan untuk, it doesn't have the capacity to push it back. Okay, explain your answer in this one. Okay, so many people gave me many different answers. Okay, so I'm going to talk about this one. So the first point, okay, the first point is this. Hold on, let me just double check. Okay, the first point. So direction of ball rotation and panjang ni sebenarnya airflow is the same. So the velocity of air is high. Okay, velocity of air is higher lah. And then lepas itu, the second point is the low pressure region above the ball. Sorry, apa ini the low pressure region? Sorry. Not the low, it should be the high pressure region. Oh, actually you don't even need to do this one lah. Okay, sorry saya tukar balik ini. Anyway, the first point is that kamu mesti cakap bahawa the velocity is higher. Okay, the velocity is higher above the ball. Okay, let me rub this off. Okay, the velocity of the air is higher above the ball. Okay, the difference in pressure okay, causes a force upward. Okay, actually this question biasanya adalah 4 markah lah. Okay, because you have to talk about velocity of air is higher above the ball, therefore the pressure is low. Okay, then below pressure is high, then baru the difference of pressure. So there are actually 4 points, but they kind of condense all the 4 points into 2 lah. Yang penting bagi saya adalah velocity of air is higher above the ball is 1. Difference in pressure causes a force upward. Saya mesti nampak this key word difference in pressure. Okay, kenapa the ball goes up? Okay, why does the ball go up? Because of this difference in pressure. The difference in pressure creates a force, okay, yang bergerak ke arah atas. Ini sangat penting. Of all the words in Bernoulli's principle, the key word is this, the difference of pressure. Okay, difference of pressure causes a force, sama ada ke atas atau ke bawah. Perbezaan tekanan menyebabkan daya. Okay, the difference in pressure causes a force, either going up or going down. Okay, this one is obviously Bernoulli's principle. I want to congratulate everybody because you got the spelling correct. Bernoulli's principle is a difficult one to remember because dia ada 2 L. Ramai selalu lupa 2 L. Okay, Bernoulli. Okay, just to remind you, dalam mengeja nama orang, okay, tidak boleh salah ejaan. Salah ejaan terus salah jawapan. Okay, memang dia sangat strict lah kalau pasal ni. So please be careful with this. Okay, diagram 3, yada yada. Okay, this one, most of you kind of got this correct, but we use this formula for this. F equals to mv minus mu over t. Oh dear. mv minus mu, the impulsive force. Okay, sebab kamu ada jisim, you have time, then this is 30 and then 43. So the v is 43. Oh no. V is 43 and U is 30. Okay, so when you substitute this, you will get 22.195 newtons atau yang sewaktu dengannya lah. Okay. 22 saya 22 saya tidak accept lah. Okay, 20 paling saya accept, paling sikit lah is 22.2. Ini saya terima. Anything less than this, let's say kau bundarkan pergi 22 kan, saya tidak terima. This is too much already lah, terlalu membundar sudah. Ini saya tidak terima. Okay, so ganti dalam formula betul 1 markah, jawapan betul 1 markah. Okay. Okay, so that's the first 4 questions yang kalau kamu perhatikan first 4 questions yang ada banyak pengiraan. Okay, if you notice question 2, 3, 4 all got calculation, minor calculations except for question number 4 lah. Question number 4 yang memang ada banyak pengiraan sikit. Okay, and then now we come to question number 5. Now question number 5 and 6 adalah soalan yang kita cakap pasal perbandingan. Okay. So this is a convex lens, not concave lens. Dia memang sudah silap. Now name the light phenomena that enables the image to be formed on the screen. Now 2 phenomena yang melibatkan cahaya is reflection, okay, and refraction. Okay. Now when I did an analysis of this question, saya dapati bahawa dalam kalangan pelajar saya lah, okay, 72% answered reflection. Okay, sebab jawapan sebenarnya adalah refraction. Okay, refraction yang melibatkan lens. Reflection melibatkan mirror. Okay, reflection melibatkan mirror. Okay, so my question to you is, macam mana kamu boleh salah ini? This 72% of my students boleh tulis reflection bila cakap pasal kanta. Okay, cannot lah, hello. Reflection is mirror. Every day kamu tengok diri dalam cermin. Okay, is mirror. Okay, every day, every day you see yourself in a mirror. Okay, you have to think about this word reflection, pantulan. Okay, reflection is pembiasa yang melibatkan kanta. Yang kamu selfie itu, okay, itu adalah refraction. Okay, it's not reflection. This is, bagi saya, ini adalah soalan kan yang sepatutnya kamu tidak salah. Okay, this is a question that you should not be getting wrong because every day you see yourself in the mirror. So this 72% of my students kan, saya macam, I think these people need to start looking in the mirror more often. Okay, sebab kalau kanta pun kamu cakap reflection, saya pun tidak tahulah macam mana. Okay, kalau 1-2 orang salah, saya tidak ada. Ini 72%. 72% is quite a lot of people, untuk salah this soalan yang sebenarnya tidak payah fikir pun sebenarnya. No need to think one. Okay, so saya macam, okay, susah. But okay, so compare the U on 5.1 and 5.2. So most of you got this correct. Saya akan tulis jawapan versi pendek. Tetapi you should actually be writing full sentence. It should be 5.1 is more than 5.2. The size of the image is 5.2 is more than 5.1. Saya tidak mau komen pasal ini. So saya sudah banyak kali cakap, you are not, I don't allow you to answer like this. Okay, saya hanya tulis ini sebab saya hanya mau bagi jawapan. You should be answering in full sentence. So bagi, ada juga yang tulis macam ni, kan? Okay, ada juga yang tulis macam ni. So those of you who wrote this, saya bagi automatic salah. Walaupun jawapan kamu betul, tapi kau tidak tulis dengan full sentence, walaupun saya sudah cakap. So I'm not going to this one lah. Okay, so this is the bigger the U, the smaller the image size. Okay, is smaller. Atau terbaliklah, the smaller the U, the smaller the object distance, the bigger the image size. Dia mesti saling terbalik. Okay, state one other physical quantity that needs to be fixed. Okay, this one there's only one, which is the focal length. Okay, the focal length has to be fixed. Kamu mesti menggunakan kanta yang sama. Okay, just remember fixed variable perkataan type saya tidak terima sudah. Bukan lagi saya tidak terima, satu dunia pun tidak terima sudah. Type memang bukan tak boleh diterima. Okay, masih lagi ada orang yang tulis type of lens. Tak boleh tak boleh. Okay, focal length for the lens. Okay, the convex lens is replaced with vertical lens. The focal length becomes shorter. What is meant by the focal length of the lens? This is another definition yang memang tidak boleh bertukar-tukar lah. Okay, it is the distance between focal point and optical center. Okay, optical center of the lens. Now, this word, okay, this word, quite a few of you yang saya tanda betul, tapi kamu tidak bagi jawapan, tolong pelajari daripada kesilapan ini. Okay, the actual term is distance between the focal length and the optical center of the lens. Bukan the center of the lens. Okay, it is the optical center of the lens. There's a question. Why power of lens tidak boleh? Power of lens. Okay lah, can terima, saya boleh terima. Power of lens. Okay, so number 4, kalau kamu jawab power of lens, let me know lah, okay, PM saya, and then I can give you that 1 mark over there. Okay, tapi memang type of lens tidak boleh lah. Okay, what is meant by the focal length of the lens? Oh yes, quite a number of you, sorry, I forgot, quite a number of you, kamu cakap the distance between the object, the distance between the light and the screen, tiada kaitan. Okay, got no kaitan. The distance changes also. What matters is not this distance, but this distance. Okay, so the type of lens is more important. Sorry, not the type of lens. The focal length or the power of the lens is more important. Okay, definition of focal length of the lens is this. Okay, tidak boleh berubah. Distance between focal point and optical center. Okay, for those of you yang dapat ini betul, tolong perbaiki jawapan kamu dengan menambah perkataan optical center. Okay, be as precise as you can. Because kita tidak tahu. Okay, we don't know how loose, macam mana longgar the pemarkahan is. Okay, maybe this year dia akan lebih longgar lah, you know, sebab mau kesian dengan kamu kan, alah, batch COVID pula ni kan, jadi kesian lah bagi dia markah cincai-cincai lah, begitu. I don't know, but mungkin dia akan cakap, oh, since these people got more time to study, they should be better, so dia kasih ketat. Okay, saya tidak tahu, so don't be this one. What happens to the image of the size form on the screen? Of course, the image size increases lah. Okay. Now, saya mau cakap pasal ini perkataan what happens. If you notice, question yang melibatkan what happens kan, usually is increase, decrease or unchanged. Kan? We always see this kind of question. Kalau dia tanya what happens kan, dia akan cakap increase atau decrease atau unchanged. Okay. So, for those of you yang bila kau nampak ini soalan kan, tapi kau tidak tahu mana jawapannya bahkan, and you want to tembak something lah, okay, tembak either one of these three. Either it increases, it decreases, or remains unchanged. Okay, it is a tip that is not really a tip lah, tapi kalau dia membantu kamu untuk tembak something, at least kau boleh tembak lah. Okay, give one reason for the answer in 5C. Ramai yang jawab ini because the focal length is shorter. Okay, ramai yang jawab ini sebab dia nampak ini, because the focal length becomes shorter. People, if they already give the sentence over here kan, means you cannot write the same thing again lor, kan? Why would they give you the answer if the answer is, you know, like so obvious in the text? No, people, this is not a comprehension question. Okay, you have to think a little bit. If the focal length is shorter, means the power of lens increase. Okay, that's the answer. If the focal length is shorter, the power of the lens has increased. Okay, saya terpinga-pinga sebab ramai yang memberi saya, a lot of people gave me this reason. Saya macam, cannot be, or it's already in here. They will never, okay, structure, it's not like that lah. Okay, you have to think a little bit higher. Okay, question number 6. 6.1, 6.2, show two graphs, Newton number, this one. Okay, this one, how do I say this? This is not a compare question lah, okay, because dia cakap state the decrease. Dia bukan suruh kamu compare. Actually, the compare question doesn't even happen like at all, kecuali sini saja. Okay, which is bukanlah dia strange, cuma dia cara compare dia adalah lain. Okay, state the decrease in the nuclear number. You know what the answer is? The answer is just number 4. That's all I want. Okay, because in both cases, dia kurang 4, dia kurang 4. Okay, quite a number of you, maybe kamu salah faham atau kamu terlalu, you were expecting the compare question. So you write very long. Okay, diagram 6.1 and 6.2 show have the same decrease in the nuclear number. That's it. Tapi kau tidak cakap how much is the decrease. Cannot. I need to see the number 4. Okay, and the proton number will be 2. Okay, the key word is state the decrease. Nyatakan pengurangan. Okay, dia bukan suruh kamu huraikan dia punya pengurangan. Quite a number of you, you say, oh, okay, in diagram 6.1, it decreased from 216 to 212. Okay, manakala in diagram 6.2, it decreased from 238 to 234. Semacam, wow, tepuk tangan. Okay, good explanation. Tapi kau tidak menjawab soalan. Okay, soalan is state the decrease. The decrease is 4 and decrease is 2. Okay, macam mana kalau sini kurang 4, sini kurang 6? Okay, macam mana lah? Okay, so this is theoretical. Kalau sini kurang 4, sini kurang 6, dia punya pengurangan adalah berlainan. Dan kamu cakaplah, diagram 6.1 less 4, diagram 6.2 less 6. It's okay, because the question is state the decrease. Dia bukan suruh kamu compare, dia suruh kamu state the decrease. Okay, so learn to read and understand the question. Okay, write the process for 6.1. Most of you got this correct, so I'm just going to state this over here. PO will decay to become 21282 plumbum plus 42 helium. Okay, pengurangan 4, pengurangan 2, okay, mesti helium. Ada yang tulis 42 electron. Okay, ini sangat salah lah, sebab electron is 0 and negative 1. Ada yang tulis 42 alpha. Tak boleh. Okay, saya tidak terima. Because kalau kau tulis 42, you need to write the chemical element, which is helium. Okay, I don't remember whether it's this class or the other class, dia tulis macam ni ya. Before EO plus 42HE. Begini. Okay, tambah. This one cannot because tidak seimbang. 216 plus 4 is 220. Okay, ini saya tidak terima sebab your positioning is in the wrong place. Okay, so make sure that your equation is balanced. 216, 212 campur 4. 84, 82 campur 2. Okay, make sure the equation is balanced. Chemistry lah pula. Okay, name the process involved. The process is called a radioactive decay. Okay, some people put alpha decay. Some people put alpha decay. Okay, if you put alpha decay, I will accept. Okay, if you put radioactive decay, ini sebenarnya jawapan skema lah. But I think if you put alpha decay, I will accept lah, because it is an alpha decay. Okay. Now, why does the process in 6B1 occur? There are two answers that I will accept. One is the original nucleus is unstable. Okay, ini saya boleh terima. Another one is to achieve a stable nucleus or to become a more stable nucleus. Ini pun saya terima. Mana-mana satulah. Okay, saya boleh terima. Asalkan saya nampak perkataan unstable atau stable, mencapai kestabilan. Okay. There are some people, dia tulis to, and I'm not joking, ada ni, beberapa orang to achieve an octet stability. Okay, then I'm like, wow, Cikgu Awang will be very, Cikgu Awang or Cikgu Pang will be very proud of you all. Okay, octet stability lah betul. Okay, no, sorry guys, this is not chemistry. Okay, radioactivity is radioactivity. So, yeah. Okay, show a leaking underground, yada yada. Okay, we have 6 bahan X over here. There's no leakage. On Y, other leakage. Okay, so the detector that is used, because this is so di bawah bahkan, so we will call this a Geiger Muller tube. Okay, Geiger Muller tube sahaja saya terima. Ini apa ini? Apa ini? Apa ini? Ini menyebabkan saya mau sepak muka kamu. Okay, siapa suruh kamu tulis GM? Tak boleh. Okay, name the detector, it has to be Geiger Muller tube. GM is a short form that we use dalam percakapan seharian. Okay, but officially we have to write the name. Okay, if you notice, all the names of the scientists that you have been asked this kan semua yang susah-susah. Okay, Bernoulli, Geiger Muller, Lenz nantilah. Okay, which you will see. Those of you who answer GM tube, saya tanda salah bukan sebab jawapan kamu salah, tapi saya tanda salah sebab kamu malas menulis jawapan yang betul. So saya bagi kamu 0. Okay, I got no time for lazy people. You either write fully or you don't write at all. Somebody wrote this, Geiger counter. Okay, Geiger counter can, but because we're using it for underground, we don't use Geiger counter. Okay, we use Geiger tube. Geiger counter is usually for the surrounding air. Okay, kalau udara dia sekeliling, then we use Geiger counter. Okay, Geiger Muller tube. Compare the reading of points X and Y. Because Y yang ada kebocoran, more radioactivity will flow out of here lah. Okay, so Y is bigger than X lah. Okay, ini short form, tolong tulis dengan panjang. State the type of radiation ray has to be gamma. Tidak boleh beta. Okay, because kalau kita kalau kita letak anything else besides gamma, okay, it may not be able to penetrate the tanah. Okay, so we have to use gamma ray. Okay, gamma ray is the only one that is suitable. Okay, we're coming to the more tough questions. Saya mungkin melebih masa sikit, so tolong maafkan saya. Okay, name the force acting upwards on the Cartesian diver. Cartesian diver is chapter 3, chapter 3 yang melibatkan Archimedes Principle. Okay, so this is called a buoyant force, daya apungan. Okay, now this is probably one of the biggest trick questions there are in physics for this paper, for any physics paper. Okay, the relationship between buoyant force, okay, and weight is not the bigger the buoyant force, the bigger the weight, the bigger the buoyant force. No, it is not. Okay, kalau satu perkara yang kamu mesti ingat lah, kalau dia tanya relationship pasal buoyant force and weight, it is a trick question. Ini bukan semakin besar semakin besar. It's not the bigger the bigger the. Okay, the answer is buoyant force, okay, equals to the weight. Inilah hubungannya. Okay, very 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 important. I need to stress this because ini soalan yang selalu kena tanya dan selalu orang kena trick. Excuse me. Okay, so please be very careful with this question. Okay, ramai, I think like 90% of you answered the bigger the buoyant force, the bigger the weight, or the bigger the weight, the bigger the buoyant force. No, buoyant force is equal to the weight. Why? Okay, why? Because of this word floating. Okay, kalau dia float, buoyant force is equals to the weight. Kalau dia tengah sinking, kalau dia terbenam, okay, then we know that the relationship is weight is more than the buoyant force. Okay, if it is on the surface of the water, kalau dia berada di atas permukaan air, okay, if it is on the surface of the water, then the buoyant force is more than the weight. Okay, please, this is a very common trick question. Kalau kena tanya soalan Archimedes kan, mesti dia tanya ini sebab dia mau menguji sama ada kamu akan jatuh ke dalam it, whether you're going to go and do the normal thing. The bigger the force, the bigger the buoyant weight. The bigger the buoyant force, the bigger the weight. Okay, quite a number of you answered this way lah, which is, yeah. Okay, the Cartesian diver sinks when the bottle is squeezed. Okay, explain why the Cartesian diver sinks. Now, ini saya mau komen. Ramai orang cakap, when you squeeze this one, then you add pressure added to Cartesian diver. Okay, sebab you squeeze lah kan, you squeeze so the pressure is added. But that's actually not the correct term lah. Okay, when you squeeze this one, okay, the water flows into Cartesian diver. Okay, bila kamu picit ini, air akan memasuki dalam Cartesian diver. Macam submarine lah. Okay, atau okay, the weight of diver increases. Mana-mana daripada ini satu markah. Okay. So, because the water masuk dalam Cartesian diver and then the weight of the diver increases, okay, so the weight is more than the buoyant force. Okay, because the weight is more than the buoyant force, that's why the Cartesian diver sinks. So that's the second mark. Okay, ramai, quite a number of you, kamu tulis apa tau? When you squeeze this one, you add pressure into the Cartesian diver, therefore the Cartesian diver sinks sebab terlampau banyak tekanan. It seems to make sense, but unfortunately no lah, it doesn't. Okay, it doesn't make sense. Kita mesti cakap dari segi weight and buoyant force. Okay, this relationship, Archimedes Principle is always a relationship between weight and buoyant force. Mana satu yang menang? Buoyant force ke weight? Buoyant force ke weight? Kalau buoyant force sama dengan weight, dia akan terapung di dalam air. Okay, this is very important. It will be floating inside the water somehow. Okay, but if the weight is more than the buoyant force, it will sink. Okay, just like the only application that I will terima is submarine. Ramai yang tulis hot air balloon because they ingat hot air balloon. Hot air balloon works on a different principle. No, works on the same principle, but it is not similar to this situation. Nina, kau nampak kan perkataan? Similar to this situation. Okay, similar to this situation is submarine. It is the only acceptable answer. I discussed this with Cikgu He, okay, who made this question. The only two answers we accept is submarine, or the other one is hydrometer. Hot air balloon cannot. Okay, hot air balloon dia bukan di dalam air. Okay, dia di udara. So it is not similar to this situation. Kalau soalan dia tanya, state one application of the principle, then you can say hot air balloon. Tapi sebab dia similar to this situation, kita mesti pertimbangkan situasi ini. We have to talk about this situation. Okay, we cannot just cincai boncai cakap hot air balloon. And you know why? Because the next question is hot air balloon. I realized that a lot of you answer hot air balloon because you got no idea and you just take the idea from the next question. Like, wow, pandainya, tapi salah. Okay. Suggest and explain the modifications we need to be done for the following. The balloon has to reach higher altitudes and then the balloon has to support the increased weight. Okay. Now, this is actually a more difficult question than it actually seems. Okay. So right here, you're given this balloon envelope, okay, and then the burner and then the fuel tank. Okay, so the temperature which exceeds 100 degrees is produced by burners which are placed below this, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so in order to reach higher altitudes, there are two possible ways. Either you use a bigger balloon envelope, okay, or more burners. Okay, or you increase the burners lah, up to you lah. Increase the number of burners. Ini saya boleh terima. Okay, then the reason will be, you can say to increase buoyancy or to increase, to decrease, okay, to decrease the density of air. Okay, because that's the only way the balloon can go higher. Okay, either dia punya daya apungan, either dia punya buoyancy increase or you reduce the density of the air in the balloon. Okay, so it will go up. Okay, but this is where the problem is. This is one problem here is a lot of you, kamu tulis apa tau? Let me change color just to show you the wrong answer. Okay, a lot of you wrote this no. Increase the temperature. Okay, in the balloon. Okay. Dan saya tanda ini salah. It's obviously salah. You know why? Because it is not a modification, you know. I'm asking for practical step. How do you change the temperature in the balloon? Okay, how do you increase the temperature in the balloon? You either make the balloon envelope bigger or you increase the number of burners. Kalau kamu cakap increase the temperature, saya punya soalan is, macam mana kamu mau increase the temperature? Because you actually haven't answered the question. You didn't talk about the modification. You just suggest what needs to be done. Okay, but it is not a modification. Okay, so be careful of your answers lah. Okay, increase the temperature, although it's technically correct, okay, but it is not practical because you're not giving a practical step. Okay, second one, the balloon has to support the increased weight when the number of passengers increases. This one actually is use light material, okay, for the balloon. Those of you who remember, I'm putting remember with inverted commas, the black book will know that the black book writes this word lah, synthetic nylon balloon. Okay, which I will also accept lah, use a synthetic nylon balloon. Okay, kalau kamu cakap use a synthetic nylon balloon. Okay, the reason is to reduce the weight of the balloon. Okay, when you reduce the weight of the balloon, then you are able to add more passengers into the basket. Ramai orang yang cakap use rattan basket. Okay, guna bakul rotan. Okay, and I'm like, okay. Actually, the rattan basket is to increase the, to decrease the impulsive force. Dan itu fungsi rattan basket. Okay, rattan basket is not actually very light atau berat itu sebenarnya. Okay, reduce the weight of the balloon. When you reduce the weight of the balloon by changing the material of the balloon, okay, synthetic nylon is strong but it is light. Okay, so that helps you to increase the weight of the number of passengers. Quite a number of you, kamu tulis di sini, Okay, add the number of burners, increase the number of burners. But I was thinking about it, I said, no, I think in the number of burners banyak, okay, dia boleh pergi lebih tinggi lah, tapi does it mean that it can support more people? I don't think so. Okay, the number of burners doesn't affect how many people use it. How many people is affected by how heavy is the balloon. Okay, it's too far lah. I feel that it is too far. Okay, to this one. When does the hot air balloon start moving at a constant altitude? Di sini once again lah, then dia cakap the density of the air equals to the density of the atmosphere, blah 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 blah. No lah, guys, is the buoyant force. Okay, equals to the weight of balloon. Okay, the buoyant force of the balloon, okay, equals to the weight of the balloon. Ramai orang yang jawab di sini pasal density of the air, so saya macam very good lah orang yang belajar inilah, but not so good in the end. Okay, buoyant force equals to the weight of the balloon. Okay, last question 10 more minutes guys, okay, and then I'll let you go. But solenoid, this one over here, okay, I'm not going to waste time. Please figure this out, okay. This is very obvious. If the south pole is here, okay, and this is the galvanometer over here, here will be south, here will be north. Okay, this will be going out, and this will be going in. Okay, figure this out. Okay, the thing that gives you the clue is this direction. The galvanometer to the right means our current is flowing this way. Okay, coming up. So everything is up, 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 sini down. If the galvanometer is to the left, here, yeah, right. Okay, so this is going down, 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 like this. Okay, figure this out. Okay, using what? Using the what is this? Using the right hand grip rule. Okay, right hand grip rule. Okay, everyone please figure this out, especially mereka yang dapat ini jawapan salah. You should not be getting this wrong. Okay, but maybe because the screen is very small, mungkin kamu susah untuk baca, so komen tembak sajalah. Okay, but it's okay. What is meant by induced current? Okay, this one 90% of you got this wrong. Dan kenapa tahu? So ramai orang yang cakap inilah. Okay, induced current is current that is blah 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 by the change of the magnetic flux. Okay, sorry, current. Current produced by change of magnetic flux, and then saya tanda salah. Okay, because siapa yang menukar itu magnetic flux? Okay, I want to see the words in a conductor. Okay, this is the key word. Sorry, not in a conductor, by a conductor. Okay, ini saya kena nampak. So ramai orang salah because you just stop over here tau, change your magnetic flux. But the question is, siapa yang menukar itu magnetic flux? Okay, what is, where is the current produced? Okay, so I want to see the words by a conductor. Okay, so those of you who got this wrong, which is about 90% of you, okay, please remember this. I'm very proud lah, okay, saya bangga lah sebenarnya yang kamu dapat ini magnetic flux betul. This is very good already. Okay, but I want you to do better. Okay, by adding the words by a conductor. Make it complete. Okay, make it complete. Okay, C1 is probably the question that most of you, you either get all or ada yang dapat satu sahajalah. Okay, I'm going to give you the actual scheme first. Okay, so when magnet moves in the solenoid, okay, the end of the solenoid becomes the same pole. 1 mark. The second mark, okay, saya ada ruang so saya tulis di bawah sini lah. Okay, the second mark is when the magnet moves out of the solenoid. The end of the solenoid becomes the opposite pole. Okay. Bila kita gerakkan magnet ke dalam solenoid, solenoid itu akan menjadi kutub yang sama. Bila kita tarik keluar itu magnet daripada solenoid, solenoid itu akan menjadi kutub yang berlawanan. Okay, the opposite pole. This one will give you 2 marks because you're explaining what happens when you go in and you go out. Quite a number of you kamu punya jawapan when the south side goes in, the solenoid becomes south. When the south side goes out, the solenoid becomes north. Okay, ramai orang yang cakap pasal north south. Itu saya bagi satu markah sahaja sebab you are not really answering the question. Okay, the effect of the movement of the bar magnets on the polarity. I want to see the word same pole and opposite pole. Okay, same pole and opposite pole. I don't want to know north and south. Saya tidak mau cakap north and south sebab macam mana kalau ini kamu salah? Kan? Macam mana ini kamu salah? So, so we use the word same pole and opposite pole to play it safe. Okay, so those of you yang answer north and south dalam jawapan kamu memang layak satu markah sahaja. Saya tidak akan bagi 2 markah. Okay, state the law involved. It is Lenz's law. Okay, actually supposed to have apostrophe S, tapi bagi saya yang penting adalah L-E-N-Z. Okay, L-E-N-Z okay. Adalah orang kan dia tulis begini tau. L-E-N-S-E-S. Lenz's law, begitu. Okay. Hello, ini adalah kanta, okay, bukan nama orang, okay. Bukan hukum kanta, salah. Okay, is Lenz, not Lenz's law. Lenz's law. Okay, simple generator. Okay, I want to talk about this. This is generator. When the coil is rotated, an EMF is induced in the coil. Mean the type of current produced, it is alternating current. Okay, arus ulang alik. This one, about 50% of you answered this, induced current. Okay, induced current. Ramai orang yang jawab induced current actually. Okay, no guys, there's only 2 types of current tau. Okay, there's only 2 types of current. Okay, the first type of current is alternating current. The second type of current is direct current. Tujak. Okay, induced current, okay, induced current is current yang terhasil, tapi jenis current bukan. It is not a type of current. Okay, induced current is a current that is produced, but the type of current there's only 2. It's either direct current, okay, which dalam OSK we see as one place that this is direct current. Alternating current will be sinusoidal. Okay, like this. It's alternating current. Ada positive, ada negative. Direct current is just positive. Induced current, no. Okay, induced current is current that is produced, not a type of current. State the function of the slip rings. So, ramai orang yang jawab, the function of the slip ring is to make sure that the current flows in one direction only. Okay, one direction only. But my problem is, this is a AC generator. If it is an AC generator, how can the current flow in one direction only? Makan. Tak boleh. Okay, so the slip ring is used to make sure that the current always flows in the coil. Untuk memastikan bahawa arus elektrik sentiasa mengalir di dalam gelung ini. That's the function of the slip ring. Okay. Some of you write down so that the wires would not get tangled. I remember, you know why I remember this? Because you remember the video, right? Kan daripada video yang kamu nampak itu kan, so you, oh yeah, you must have the slip ring so that the wires don't get tangled. Well, yes, that's true, but that's not the function of the slip ring lah. Okay, the function of the slip ring is to to make sure that the current flows in the coil. Okay, two methods to increase the magnitude. I give you the actual scheme first. So, apa ni? Okay, increase the speed of turn of coil. Maksudnya, ini pusingan ini kita kasih laju. Okay, we increase the speed, then you can have more induced current lah. Okay, now the second method is to use a stronger magnet. Okay, or use a stronger magnetic field lah, up to you lah. Pun boleh. Okay, so then of course there is the standard one lah. So increase. Most of you give me this. Increase the number of turns in the coil. Pun saya boleh terima. Okay. Now, some of you, dua-dua kamu cakap pasal magnet. Use a stronger magnetic field and then lepas itu increase the number of magnets. It is the same point. Okay. So, it is not dua kaedah yang berlainan. It is not two different methods. It is the same thing. Okay, we use a stronger magnetic field, you increase the number of magnets, is the same thing. Okay, so I only give 1 mark for that lah. You cannot give me two of the same answer and then expect 2 marks lah. One, you have to talk about the coil. Another one, you have to talk about the magnetic field. I think there's another answer to this. Use a stronger magnetic field. Use a bigger magnet. Okay, use a bigger magnet. Bigger magnet. Now, the problem with this answer, the bigger magnet now, okay? A bigger magnet doesn't always mean that it has a stronger magnetic field. Okay, bukan selalu. Okay, yeah, bukan selalu. If you use a stronger magnet, saya terima. But use a bigger magnet, kamu tambah dia punya size kan, doesn't necessarily mean that it is true. Okay, somebody with a bigger brain doesn't necessarily mean that he's smarter. Okay, or somebody with a smaller brain doesn't necessarily mean that he's stupider. Okay, it doesn't work that way lah. And I think that magnets are also the same. If you have a bigger magnet, tapi dia punya tarikan adalah kecil, what's the point? And the size of the magnet doesn't matter. It is the strength of the magnet. Kekuatan magnet itu yang sebenarnya lebih penting. Okay, so use a bigger magnet, I won't accept. Increase the number of magnets, I will accept. Tapi kalau kedua-dua kamu cakap pasal magnet, saya tidak terima. Saya hanya terima satu sahaja. Okay, so that's it for the structured questions. I'm going to stop sharing. Okay, so this is how it's going to be. Next week, I'm going to talk about the essay questions, and I will discuss all 4 lah. So even though you didn't answer all 4, I still want you to take down the answer because I think it is good to learn from the answers lah. Okay, so for the next few classes now, we will be discussing the trial paper. After we finish discussing the trial paper, then we will look at the SBP book. Okay, the SBP book once again lah. But for now, if you want to study the SBP book, I hope that you can continue to update the Trello. But I also want you to know that sometime in December, kamu akan disuruh untuk pergi ke sekolah again to take kertas trial lah. Some of the trial papers from other states are out. I'm not sure if you have them already, but the school is going to photostat them for you, and sometime in December we're going to give it to you lah. So bila kau dapat itu kertas trial, baru we will discuss other things further. Because for this next few weeks, I kind of want you all to relax a little bit. Personally, I feel that you guys should relax a little bit because you still have 3 more months, and I don't want you to pick up the pace too fast yet. Maybe in December okay, you start to pick up the pace. But for now, your trials are just over, so I'm going to chillax a lot more lah. Okay, I just want you to make sure that you finish the trial paper and the SBP book, okay, before we give you the exam papers from other states. Okay, any questions? I'm going to start the recording. I'm going to stop the recording, sorry.